Alright guys, so today we have a series that I actually played the entire series starting late last year into this year and finally caught up and finished, and now I've done all of them, and I'm here to rank Life is Strange series, including the DLCs, and we're just going to jump right into it. It's almost in order. This list has Life is Strange 1 at the end, which is actually nice because I want to end the whole talk point on there. So let's just jump right into it. If you don't know this series, it's been around for a long time, and I'm finally going to give my thoughts on it. Alright, so we have Life is Strange Before the Storm. Now, I'm in the camp of I usually don't think prequels are much needed in any type of media. Every once in a while they do amplify things, and Before the Storm, I think I'm going to put it in the camp of where I think it's pretty good, and it does do things that I really like, even if I do feel like it has the prequel problems that every prequel seems to have. So the first game for Life is Strange starred Max and Chloe. Chloe was the side character, I guess, or the co-lead. In this game, it's all about Chloe. And that makes sense because Chloe is kind of the standout character in this entire series. Most people love her the most. I would say if they did a poll of the most popular character, it's going to be Chloe for various reasons. She's kind of a badass. She kind of is a rebel. She has this pretty cool look, kind of this emo slash goth slash, not goth, more emo punk look, and it's cool. And you know what, and also, you know, she got the lesbian vibes, which my lesbian viewers, all two of you, you know what I'm saying. It got everything that everybody likes. So Chloe is pretty cool, and I could see why she would get her own game after the breakout success of the first game. So with this game, I actually think as a prequel, it does some really good things, some things that I really liked, and actually made me enjoy the characters even more from the first game. And to add some humor to all this, it's actually the first game I played of the series. Now, technically, Life is Strange is the first. I played it when it originally came out, 2014 or whenever it came out, but I never finished it. I played the first two chapters because back then they were coming out in chapters, so it was really interesting to play Before the Storm first for this order, and I liked it. It had this plot with Chloe and Rachel. They're the main characters, and Chloe falls in love with Rachel. I think no matter what path you go, that probably feels it. I definitely did hard on Chloe loving Rachel, and Rachel is a very complicated character, and I like those type of characters. You know, I don't like the normal characters that just make every good decision. I think that's bad, and though you do make quite a few decisions here, you mostly make decisions for Chloe, not Rachel. Rachel makes her own decisions in most of these games, and the decisions she makes are complicated, and especially in Life is Strange when you get the other end of it. I will say, I do think the ending is a little bleak. Some say mean-spirited. You know, I knew what have happened with certain characters, so it wasn't like a surprise, but I can see people playing this game and shocked at the sudden dark turn. And it's not that this game doesn't have dark things and we don't deal with heavy elements, but it goes into a very sharp direction, that very last cutscene of the entire game, that I think leads into Life is Strange 1 in an even more depressing way. Or more of an intriguing way. But what did I think of it? Well, I mostly liked it. I really liked Chloe's evolution. I really liked Rachel's. The twist was kind of obvious, but also kind of unique with Rachel and her lineage. So the question is, where do I put this? You know, I gave it a 7 out of 10, which would be probably a high C or a low B. So for this list, I am going to put it in low B because overall I enjoyed it. I think there's certain scenes that will always stick to me, but the biggest plus for here is I think Rachel and Chloe are really good lead and co-lead for this game. So Life is Strange Farewell, it's about an hour and a half long DLC, so it's not very long. It's cute, but not needed. It's basically Max and Chloe and them as kids, and she's leaving soon, Max, to move away. So it's kind of a nice bridge, but it's not like super needed, but it's not bad. It's kind of that in-between game where you could play them, but you don't have to. I don't really have much to say other than it's okay. If you have it for free, why not play it? Life is Strange 2. Now, I went into Life is Strange 2 kind of apprehensive because, you know, we got rid of all the characters. So I played Before the Storm, Life is Strange 1, and then Life is Strange 2. So Life is Strange 2, all new characters. So I was like, I wonder if they can recapture the magic. And I have to say, I was kind of stunned at how much I liked this game. The brothers are very intriguing to me. Their connection is scary. in a sense that they're all alone in this world. I don't want to spoil what happens, but a major event happens and they have to kind of just struggle through the world, and they have to deal with life. They have to deal with homelessness. They have to deal with racism. They have to deal with survival. And it's just kind of hard to watch. I got a lot of Last of Us vibes from this in the best way possible. I think the power set is more to my liking. So Max can turn back time. And in this game, the two brothers, Sean and Daniel, have to kind of just rely on each other to survive, but also the younger brother, Daniel, he has the power of like telekinesis. So he can like throw people across, pick up objects. And this game really, you're playing as Sean, the older brother. You're guiding your younger brother of how you want him to be, how you want this person to evolve. And of all the games, I gotta say, of all the games in this entire list, I think this one's choices feel like they matter the most. You actually get very, very different endings. Endings that are more realistic than anything of this series, because there's no pure happy ending. No matter what you get, life is life and it's a struggle. And I really, really enjoyed this. I would say it tapers on being a little long at points. I think episode 3 or 4 with the hippies wasn't my favorite, but honestly, I think the story and the characters and the ending really hit me hard, and the gameplay is definitely more to do in this game. Yeah, overall, Life is Strange to me kind of just blew me away. I think I gave it 8.5, which would be an A. But if we're just ranking on this list of these games and the order I would put them, I would put Life is Strange 2 in S tier. I think it is hands down one of the strongest games in this genre, like storytelling genre, and easily one of the best, if not the best, in this series. Saying that, Captain Spirit I didn't like very much. I thought there was 1 or 2 unique moments. You basically play as a kid who's pretending to be a superhero with his drunk dad. I do like that the dad feels multi-layer. He's not just an abusive drunk dad. He's a dad who's trying, but he's also not trying hard enough. And as someone who is a dad, I see both sides of things. But I like the idea, but the execution, basically this entire DLC, you're just changing clothes and picking up items, which you could say all these games are, but it feels so borderline average, and I don't think it really adds anything to Life is Strange 2. So I gotta say, of all the DLCs and all the games, this is one of the most skippable. Again, I like the idea enough, so I'm going to put it in D. It's not like terrible, but it's also very skippable. So D feels like a good ranking. All right, so Life is Strange True Colors. So this one was really interesting because, again, we have a whole new cast, and I was really excited about that after playing Life is Strange 2 because I like what they did with Life is Strange 2. Yeah, this game started off pretty damn good. So you play as Alex, who's the main character, and she moves in with her brother in this kind of small town, and it starts off very slice of life, which I really liked. Obviously, there's some drama happening with Alex in her life. But what's really cool is you actually meet Steph, who's a major character in Before the Storm, a little bit in Life is Strange, but mostly in Before the Storm. So it was nice to see a reoccurring character come back, and her growth in this game is really good. So I actually really like Alex a lot, and I really like Steph. So I thought they handled those characters super well. But the power that she has, which is emotion, so she can draw on your emotion. So if you're angry, she feels that, and she can actually suck out that emotion, get rid of it, but then she feels it amplified. So I liked the idea, but I thought the powers were probably the weakest in the series for me. But then the story just kind of falls apart for me in the last chapter, maybe chapter and a half, because it's such a lackluster ending. So the first chapter is good and the ending is excellent, and then chapter 2 is pretty good. Chapter 3, I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering the order correctly, goes D&D full on, and it's a LARPing, and it's kind of cool, but also like felt like very stretched out. And then I just did not like the ending at all. I thought the motivation for certain characters just didn't feel realistic. Yeah, the ending was a letdown. So if Life is Strange 2 amplified the game for me for the ending, I thought this one let it down. So it's kind of just in the middle of the series for me. Definitely better than the DLC for Before the Storm, but I actually prefer Before the Storm over True Colors. Now, Life is Strange True Colors, the DLC, really focuses on Steph, and I actually liked that a lot, because I like Steph. If anything, Steph is one of my favorite characters in the series. I think, again, a multi-layer character, sometimes makes bad decisions, sometimes makes good decisions. She's a caring person. She has a cool design. Yeah, I really like Steph. So, surprisingly, I actually liked the DLC more than the main series because it was short, contained, and focused on Steph. So I liked it a little bit more. But it's still just, again, the overall plotting and where we go with all these characters. I just felt they could have done more with that. So Life is Strange Double Exposure is the sequel to Life is Strange. So it's going to be kind of weird for me to talk about that before the first one, but I'm going to because that's the order that this list was in. I did not make this list. But Life is Strange Double Exposure is probably one of the biggest disappointments I ever played in my life. I thought it started off relatively well. The engine, the graphical engine was great. Nice upgrade from even True Colors. Everybody looked great. The power idea was really cool. But the characterization was all over the place. I didn't feel like Max felt like Max at all. And the decision I made in the first game did not reflect well in this game because barely even talked about the character, major character, aka Chloe, and I didn't need this whole game to be about Chloe and Max again. I didn't want that, but the idea of just like kind of just having her in a flashback for like 5 minutes was really weak. I thought the connection was actually even better in Life is Strange 2. I don't want to spoil it, but I thought that connection to Life is Strange 1 was better than this. Yeah, overall, I think Max was really poorly handled here. I didn't like her. She felt really immature for someone who's supposed to be like in close to 30, I think. So it's 10 years after the first one. And I just didn't like the other characters. I didn't like the teacher who was under scrutiny for axing a book deal. I didn't even like the main plot character. Again, I don't want to spoil it, but the whole reason we're doing everything and what happened to her, I don't like her either. I like the idea that she wasn't a good person at all, which is a nice change of pace. But overall, I just thought everybody felt flat for me. The whole plot felt weak. And then I found out, like, after I finished it, I'm like, this is where we're going to end it? Are they even going to make another one? This is pretty much like a part 1 to a 2-part game that we don't even know if we're going to get a second part. I doubt it. I don't think this game sold very well. Yeah, this is a huge disappointment. I think I gave it a 4 out of 10 because, again, I don't think the powers are bad. It's really cool this time. Instead of just going back in time, she makes 2 separate realities and could go back between them. I like that. And again, I like the graphics. I think everybody looks really cool and the matureness of the characters and everything, and just the graphical engine, some of the best in the series. But everything else, from the gameplay basically being in 2 locations, a bar and a fucking school, is just really boring. And the characters feel all over the place. Old characters don't feel like how they used to, and new characters just feel like they're wasted. So overall, I think this game is a super big miss. It's the worst in the series by quite a margin for me, and I'm going to put in F. And then Life is Strange 1, I mean, this is the reason why this franchise spawned so many games. It's great for the most part. I mean, you know, playing it in 2024 when I played it and beat it in 2025. I think I started like right after Christmas and beat it like January 5th or something. It's on my log. I really did like Life is Strange 1 quite a bit. But it is outdated. Like, the dialogue's outdated, and the just the overall theme. I mean, you know, it focuses on teenage girls, and I think if you're a woman, you would relate a lot more to these characters. I think that's kind of why I liked Life is Strange 2 a little bit more, is I felt more connected to the bond of the brothers. But honestly, that is pretty much one of the only negatives I could really think of, is I couldn't connect as much as I wanted to. But I thought the plotting was pretty good. I thought the pacing was pretty good. I thought the twist was good. I thought the villain was good. Yeah, a lot of things this game did right. And I think the dark twist by the end, the last chapter, goes in a wild direction that I think is pretty fucked up. So yeah, I really like this game, and I'm gonna rank it the second highest because it stuck with me. I think the characters are pretty solid. Outside of feeling a bit outdated and couldn't connect completely every character, I do think it's one of the strongest in the series. And this is my ranking. Now, I don't think my ranking is that controversial. I see a lot of people probably ranking these about the same. I wanted to be that guy who played Life is Strange Double Exposure and be like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. This is pretty good. And it didn't rate awful with critics, but it rated awful with the fan base. But the fan base can be a little crazy because a lot of people in this fan base don't even like anything outside of Life is Strange 1 and Before the Storm. And for me, Life is Strange 2 is the height of the series. I think it's the best that they ever done. So, you know, that might be a controversial opinion inside certain parts of the fan base. But as a whole, I like this series. I would like to see more. I don't really want to see Double Exposure 2, but we probably would get that if we are going to get another game. But honestly, I think just spawning it off to different characters in the different casts, maybe bringing back some older characters is really good. I would love to see that handled. But yeah, overall, this is my ranking. I think it's a good series. I think it's a fun series to play throughout. I beat all of them pretty much in a year, and I think spreading them out between other games is the way to go, so you don't feel like they all feel the same. But that's my ranking. But I would love to see your ranking. What are your favorites? If you can rank them all, if you played them all. If you only played one, let me know what you think. And I hope you guys do enjoy this video. If you do, hit the like button. If you love it, hit the subscribe button. I got more nerdy stuff coming out. I mostly do comics, but I also do video game stuff. And I'll check you guys out next time. I don't know what that click was. That was weird.